Musical Composition 38. Yesu, do not rebuke me in your wrath, nor chastise me in your hot displeasure. For your arrows have pierced me, and your hand comes down on me. There is no soundness in my flesh, because of your rage, nor peace in my bones because of my wrong. For my wrongdoing have passed over my head, like a heavy burden, too heavy for me. My wounds have become stinky, festering because of my folly. I have been bent down. I have been bowed down very much. All day long I have gone mourning. For my loins have become filled with burning, and there is no soundness in my flesh. I have become weak and greatly crushed. I howled from the groaning of my heart. Yesu, all my desire is before you, and my sign has not been hid from you. My heart is throbbing, my strength has forsaken me, and the light of my eyes also is not with me. My loved ones and my friends stand back from my plague, and my neighbors stand far away. And those seeking my life lay a snare, and those seeking my evil have spoken of destruction, and utter deceit all day long. But I, as one deaf, do not hear, and as a dumb one who does not open his mouth. I am like a human who does not hear, and who has no rebukes in his mouth. For on you, Yesu, I have waited. You do answer, Yesu, my Almighty. For on you, Yesu, I have waited. You do answer, Yesu, my Almighty. For I said, otherwise they would rejoice over me. When my foot slips, they would elevate themselves over me. For I am ready to fall, and my pain is always with me. For I confess my lawless ways. I am sorry over my wrong. But my enemies are alive. They have become strong, and those hating me falsely are many. And those who repay evil for good, they oppose me, because I follow what is good. Do not forsake me, Yesu, my Almighty. Be not far from me. Hasten to help me, Yesu, my deliverance. Musical Composition 39. I have said, let me guard my ways against wrongdoing with my tongue. Let me guard my mouth with a muzzle, while the wrongdoer is before me. I became dumb, keeping still. I was silent from good, and my pain was stirred. My heart was hot within me. While I was meditating, the fire burned. Then I spoke with my tongue. Yesu, let me know my end, and the measure of my days, what it is. Let me know how short-lived I am. Notice, you have made my days as handbreadths, and my lifetime as non-existence before you. Only all human standing are all breath. As but a shadow each one walks, they busy themselves only in vain. He heaps up wealth, but knows not who gathers them. And now, Yesu, what do I wait for? My expectancy is in you. Deliver me from all my lawless ways. Do not make me the reproach of the foolish. I was dumb. I did not open my mouth, because it was you who did it. Turn aside your stroke from me. I am overcome by the blow of your hand. When you chastise human for wrongdoing with reproofs, you consume what he loves, like a moth. All human are but a breath. Hear my prayer, Yesu, and give ear to my cry. Do not be silent at my tears, for I am a stranger with you, a sojourner, as all my fathers were. Look away from me, that I might brighten up. before I go away and am no more. Musical Composition 40. I waited for Jesus, and he inclined to me and heard my cry. And he drew me out of the pit of destruction, out of the muddy clay. And he set my feet upon a rock. He is establishing my steps. Then he put a new song in my mouth, praise to our Almighty. Many do see it and fear and trust in Jesus. Blessed is that human who has made Jesus his trust, and has not turned to the proud, and those turning aside to falsehood. Yesu, my Almighty, many are the wonders which you have done, and your purposes toward us. There is no one to compare with you. I declare and speak, they are too many to be numbered. Slaughtering and meal offering you did not desire. You have opened my ears. Burnt offering and wrong offering you did not ask for. Then I said, notice, I have come. In the scroll of the book it is prescribed for me. I have delighted to do your pleasure, my Almighty, and your word is within my heart. I have proclaimed the good news of rightness and justness in the great group of called ones. Notice, I do not restrain my lips, Yesu. You know. I did not conceal your rightness and justness within my heart. I have declared your trustworthiness and your deliverance. I did not hide your mercy and your truth from the great group of called ones. Do not withhold your compassion from me, Yesu. Let your mercy and your truth always watch over me. For evils without number have surrounded me. My wrongdoings have overtaken me, and I have been unable to see. They became more than the hairs of my head, and my heart has failed me. Be pleased, Yesu, to deliver me. Yesu, hasten to help me. Let those who seek to destroy my life be ashamed and abashed altogether. Let those who are desiring my evil be driven back and put to shame. Let those who say to me, Aha! Aha! be appalled at their own shame. Let all those who seek you rejoice, and be glad in you. Let those who love your deliverance always say, Jesus, be elevated. But I am poor and needy. Let Jesus think upon me. You are my help and my deliverer, my Almighty. Do not delay. Musical Composition 41. Blessed is he who considers the poor. Jesus does deliver him in a day of evil. Jesus does guard him and keep him alive. He is blessed on the earth, and you do not hand him over to the desire of his enemies. Jesus sustains him on his sick bed. In his weakness, on his bed you bring a change. As for me, I said, Yesu, show me favor, heal me, for I have wronged against you. My enemies speak evil of me. When he dies, his name shall perish. And when one comes to visit, he speaks falsely. His heart gathers wickedness to itself. He goes out, he speaks of it. All who hate me whisper together against me. They plot evil to me, saying, A matter of Belial is poured out on him, that when he lies down, he would not rise again. Even my own friend, in whom I trusted, who ate my biscuit, has lifted up his heel against me. But you, Yesu, show me favor, and raise me up, and let me repay them. By this I know that you did delight in me, because my enemy does not shout for joy over me. And you uphold me in my integrity, and set me before your face even to the last age. Blessed be Jesus, Almighty of Israel, for all the eras of the last age of the ages. So be it, and let it be so. Musical Composition 42. As a deer longs for the water streams, so my being longs for you, Almighty. My being thirsts for Almighty, for the living Almighty. When shall I enter in to appear before Almighty? My tears have been my food day and night, while they say to me all day, Where is your Almighty? These I remember, and pour out my being within me, for I used to pass along with the throng. I went with them to the house of Almighty, with the voice of joy and praise, a multitude keeping a festival. Why are you depressed, my being? And why are you restless within me? Wait for Almighty, for I shall yet thank Him, for the deliverance of His face. My Almighty, my being is depressed within me. Therefore I remember you from the land of the Yarden, and from the heights of Hormon, from Mount Mistar. Deep calls to deep at the sound of your waterfalls. All your waves and breakers passed over me. By day Yesu commands his mercy, and by night his song is with me, a prayer to the Almighty of my life. I say to Almighty my rock, why have you forgotten me? Why do I go mourning because of the oppression of the enemy? My enemies have reproached me, like a crushing of my bones, while they say to me all day long, Where is your Almighty? Why are you depressed, my being? And why are you restless within me? Wait for Almighty, for I shall yet thank Him, the deliverance of my face, and my Almighty. Musical Composition 43. Rule me rightly, Almighty, and plead my cause against a nation without mercy. Deliver me from a human of deceit and injustice, for you are the Almighty of my strength. Why have you rejected me? Why do I go mourning because of the oppression of the enemy? Send forth your light and your truth. Let them lead me. Let them bring me to your pure mountain and to your dwelling places, that I might come to the altar of Almighty, to Almighty, the joy of my delight, and praise you with the lyre, Almighty, my Almighty. Why are you depressed, my being? And why are you restless within me? Wait for Almighty, for I shall yet thank Him, the deliverance of my face, and my Almighty. Musical Composition 44. Almighty, we have heard with our ears, our fathers have related to us, the work that you did in their days, in the days of old. You drove out the nations with your hand, but them you planted. You afflicted peoples, and sent them out. For not by their own sword did they possess the land, neither did their own arm save them, but it was your right hand and your arm, and the light of your face, because you delighted in them. You yourself are my King, Almighty. Command deliverances for Jacob. Through you we push our enemies. Through your name we tread down those who rise up against us. For I do not trust in my bow, and my sword does not save me. For you have saved us from our enemies, and have put to shame those who hated us. In Almighty we shall boast all day long, and praise your name even to the last age. Yet you have rejected us and put us to shame, and you do not go with our armies. You make us turn back from the adversary, and those who hate us have plundered us. You do give us as sheep to be eaten, and you have scattered us among the pagans. You sell your people for no value, and have set no high price on them. You make us a reproach to our neighbors, a scorn and a mockery to those round about us. You make us a proverb among the nations, a shaking of the head among the peoples. My reproach is always before me, and the shame of my face has covered me, because of the voice of the slanderer and blasphemer, because of the enemy and avenger. All this has come upon us, but we have not forgotten you, neither have we been false to your contract. Our heart has not turned back, neither has our step swerved from your way. Yet you have crushed us in the place of jackals, and covered us with the shadow of death. If we have forgotten the name of our Almighty, or stretched out our hands to a foreign mighty one, would Almighty not search this out? For he knows the secrets of the heart. But for your sake we are killed all day long, reckoned as sheep for the slaughter. Awake! Why do you sleep, Yesu? Arise! Do not reject us even to the last age. Why do you hide your face, ignoring our affliction and our oppression? For our being is bowed down to the dust, our body cleaves to the earth. Arise, be our help, and redeem us for your mercy's sake. Musical Composition 45. My heart is overflowing with goodly word. I address my works to the King. My tongue is the pen of a speedy writer. You are more handsome than the sons of human. Favor has been poured upon your lips. Therefore, Almighty has blessed you even to the last age. Gird your sword upon your thigh, mighty one, your excellency and your splendor, and ride prosperously in your splendor, on the matters of truth and humility, rightness and justness, and let your right hand lead you to awesome matters. Your arrows are sharp in the heart of the king's enemies. Peoples fall under you. Your throne, Almighty, is even to the last age. The scepter of your reign is a scepter of straightness. You have loved rightness and justness, and hated wrongness. Therefore Almighty, your Almighty, has anointed you with the oil of gladness, more than your companions. All your garments are myrrh and aloes, cassia, out of the palaces of ivory. Stringed instruments have made you glad. Daughters of kings are among your precious ones. At your right hand stands the queen in gold from Ophir. Listen, daughter, and notice, and incline your ear, and forget your own people and your father's house, and let the king delight in your loveliness, because he is your master. Bow yourself to him. And the daughter of Sor with a gift, the rich among the people, seek your favor. The daughter of the king is all esteemed within the palace. Her dress is embroidered with gold. She is brought to the king in embroidered work. Maidens, her companions following her, are brought to you. They are brought with gladness and rejoicing. They enter the king's palace. Instead of your fathers are your sons, whom you appoint princes in all the earth. I cause your name to be remembered in all generations. Therefore the people praise you even to the last age. Musical Composition 46. Almighty is our refuge and strength, a help in distress soon found. Therefore we do not fear, though the earth reels and mountains topple into the heart of the seas. Let its waters rage, foam, let mountains shake with its swelling. A river whose streams make glad the city of Almighty, the pure dwelling of the Most High. Almighty is in her midst. She does not topple. Almighty does help her when morning turns. The pagans shall rage, reigns shall topple. He shall give forth his voice, the earth melts. Jesus of hosts is with us. The Almighty of Jacob is our refuge. Come see the works of Jesus, the ruins he has wrought on the earth, causing all fighting to cease unto the end of the earth. He breaks the bow and shatters the spear. He burns the chariot with fire. Be still and know that I am Almighty. I am elevated among nations. I am elevated in the earth. Jesus of hosts is with us. The Almighty of Jacob is our refuge. Musical Composition 47. Clap your hands, all you peoples. Shout to Almighty with a voice of singing. For Jesus Most High is awesome, a great King over all the earth. He subdues peoples under us, and nations under our feet. He chooses our inheritance for us, the excellence of Jacob, whom he loves. Almighty shall go up with a shout, Jesus with the sound of a ram's horn. Make a melody to Almighty, make a melody. Make a melody to our King, make a melody. For Almighty is King over all the earth. Make a melody with understanding. Almighty shall reign over the nations. Almighty shall sit on his pure throne. Nobles of peoples shall be gathered together, the peoples of the Almighty of Abraham. For the shields of the earth belong to Almighty. He shall be greatly elevated. Musical Composition 48. Great is Jesus, and greatly to be praised in the city of our Almighty, his pure mountain. Pretty on high, the joy of all the earth, is Mount Zion on the sides of the north, the city of the great King. Almighty is in her citadels. He is known as her refuge. For look, the kings met. They passed by together. They saw, so they marveled. They were alarmed. They hastened away. Trembling took hold of them there, pain, as of a woman in labor. With an east wind you break the ships of Tarshish. As we have heard, so we have seen in the city of Jesus of hosts, in the city of our Almighty. Almighty establishes her even to the last age. We have thought, Almighty, of your mercy, in the midst of your temple. According to your name, Almighty, so is your praise to the ends of the earth. Your right hand is filled with rightness and justness. Let Mount Zion rejoice. Let the daughters of Yehuda rejoice, because of your right rulings. Walk about Zion, and go all around her. Count her towers. Set your heart upon her rampart. Go through her citadels, so that you report it to the coming generation. For this Almighty is our Almighty, even to the last age. He himself leads us even to death. Musical Composition 49. Hear this, all you peoples. Give ear, all you inhabitants of the world, both sons of mankind and sons of human. rich and poor together. My mouth speaks wisdom, and the meditation of my heart brings understanding. I incline my ear to a parable. I expound my riddle on the lyre. Why should I fear in the days of evil, when the wrongdoing of my supplanters surrounds me? Those who are trusting in their riches, and who are boasting in their great wealth. A brother does not redeem anyone at all, neither give to Almighty a ransom for him. For the redemption of their lives is costly, and it shall cease even to the last age. That he should still live even to the last age, and not see the pit. For he sees wise human die, the foolish and the ignorant both perish, and shall leave their wealth to others. Their graves are their houses, even to the last age, their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. But human does not remain in esteem. He is like the beasts that perish. This way of theirs is folly to them, yet their followers are pleased with their words. Like sheep they shall be laid in the grave. Death shall shepherd them, and the upright rule over them in the morning. And their form is consumed in the grave, far from their dwelling. But Almighty does redeem my being from the power of the grave, for he does receive me. Do not be afraid when a human becomes rich, when the wealth of his house increases. For when he dies, he takes none of it. His wealth does not go down after him. Though while he lived he blessed himself, and though they praise you when you do well for yourself, he has to go to the generation of his fathers. They never see the light. Human who is rich, yet does not understand, shall be like the beasts. They shall perish. Musical Composition 50. Almighty, Almighty Yesu shall speak, and he shall call the earth from the rising of the sun to its going down. From Zion, the perfection of loveliness, Almighty shall shine forth. Our Almighty comes, and is not silent. A fire consumes before him, and it shall be very stormy all around him. He calls to the heavens from above, and to the earth to rightly rule his people. Gather my kind ones together to me, those who have made a contract with me by slaughtering. Then the heavens declared his rightness and justness, for Almighty himself is judge. Hear, my people, and I speak. Israel, and I witness against you. I am Almighty, your Almighty. I do not reprove you for your slaughtering, and your burnt offerings are continually before me. I do not take a bull from your house, nor goats out of your pens, for every beast of the forest is mine, the cattle on 1,000 hills. I know all the birds of the mountains, and all moving in my field are mine. If I were hungry, I would not speak to you, for the world is mine, and all that fills it. Do I eat the flesh of bulls, or drink the blood of goats? Offer thanksgiving to Almighty, and pay your vows to the Most High, and call upon me in the day of distress. Let me rescue you, and you esteem me. But to the wrong Almighty said, What right have you to recite my laws, or take my contract in your mouth, while you hated instruction, and cast my words behind you? When you saw a thief, you were pleased with him, and you take part with adulterers. You let your mouth loose to evil, and your tongue frames deceit. You sit, speak against your brother. You slander your own mother's son. You have done this, and I kept silent. You have thought that I was altogether like you. I rebuke you, and set it in order before your eyes. Understand this, please, you who forget Almighty, lest I tear you in pieces, with no one to deliver. Whoever offers praise esteems me, and to him who prepares a way, I show the deliverance of Almighty. Musical Composition 51. Show me favor, Almighty, according to your mercy, according to the greatness of your compassion. Blot out my lawless ways. Wash me completely from my guilt, and cleanse me from my wrong. For I know my lawless ways, and my wrong is ever before me. Against you, you alone, have I wronged, and done evil in your eyes, that you might be proven right in your words. Be clear when you judge. Notice, I was brought forth in lawless ways, and in wrong my mother conceived me. Notice, you have desired truth in the inward parts, and in the hidden part you make me know wisdom. Cleanse me with hyssop, and I am clean. Wash me, and I am whiter than snow. Let me hear joy and gladness. Let the bones you have crushed rejoice. Hide your face from my wrongs, and blot out all my lawless ways. Create in me a clean heart, Almighty, and renew a steadfast spirit within me. Do not cast me away from your presence, and do not take your pure spirit from me. Restore to me the joy of your deliverance, and uphold me, noble spirit. Let me teach transgressors your ways, so that wrongdoers turn back to you. Deliver me from blood guilt, Almighty, Almighty of my deliverance. Let my tongue sing aloud of your rightness and justness. Yesu, open my lips, and that my mouth declare your praise. For you do not desire slaughtering, or I would give it. You do not delight in burnt offering. The slaughtering of Almighty are a broken spirit, a heart broken and crushed. Almighty, these you do not despise. Do good in your good pleasure to Zion. Build the walls of Jerusalem. Then you would delight in slaughtering of rightness and justness, in burnt offering and complete burnt offering. Then young bulls would be offered on your altar. Musical Composition 52. Why do you boast in evil, mighty human? The mercy of Almighty is all day long. Your tongue devises destruction, like a sharp razor, working deceit. You loved evil more than good, lying more than speaking rightness and justness. You loved all devouring words, tongue of deceit. Let Almighty also break you down, even to the last age. Take you and pluck you out of your tent, and he shall uproot you from the land of the living. And let the right and just see and fear, and laugh at him, saying, See the human who did not make Almighty his strength, but trusted in his many riches, being strong in his destruction? But I am like a green olive tree in the house of Almighty. I have trusted in the mercy of Almighty, even to the last age. I thank you even to the last age, because you have done it. And in the presence of your kind ones I wait on your name, for it is good. Musical Composition 53. The fool has said in his heart, "There is no Almighty." They have done corruptly, and they have done abominable injustice. No one does good. Almighty looked down from the heavens on the children of human, to see if there is a wise one, seeking Almighty. They have all turned aside. They have together become filthy. No one is doing good, not even one. Have the workers of wickedness no knowledge, who eat up my people as they eat biscuit, and do not call on Almighty? There they are in great fear, where no fear was, for Almighty shall scatter the bones of him who encamps against you. You shall put them to shame, for Almighty has rejected them. That the deliverance of Israel would be given out of Zion, when Almighty turns back the captivity of his people. Let Jacob rejoice, let Israel be glad. Musical Composition 54. Almighty, save me by your name, and rightly rule me by your might. Hear my prayer, Almighty. Give ear to the words of my mouth. For strangers have risen up against me, and cruel human have sought after my life. They have not set Almighty before them. Notice, Almighty is my helper. Jesus is with those who sustain my life. He repays evil to my enemies. Cut them off in your truth. Voluntarily I slaughter to you. I praise your name, Yesu, for it is good. For he has delivered me out of all distress, and my eye has looked upon my enemies. Musical Composition 55. Give ear to my prayer, Almighty, and do not hide yourself from my plea. Give heed to me, and answer me. I wander and moan in my complaint. Because of the noise of the enemy, because of the outcry of the wrong, for they bring down wickedness upon me, and in wrath they hate me. My heart is pained within me, and the frights of death have fallen upon me. Fear and trembling have come upon me, and shuddering covers me. And I said, who would give me wings like a dove? I would fly away and be at rest. Notice, I would wander far off. I would lodge in the wilderness. I would hasten my escape from the raging wind and storm. Confuse, Yesu. Divide their tongues, for I saw violence and strife in the city. Day and night they go around it on its walls. Wickedness and trouble are also in the midst of it. Desirings are in its midst. Oppression and deceit do not vanish from its streets. It is not an enemy who reproaches me that I could bear, nor one who hates me who is making himself great against me. Then I could hide from him. But it was you, a human my equal, my companion and my friend. We took sweet counsel together. We walked to the house of Almighty in the throng. Let death come upon them. Let them go down into the grave alive. For evil is in their dwellings, in their midst. I call upon Almighty, and Yesu saves me. Evening and morning, and at noon I complain and moan, and he hears my voice. He has redeemed my life in peace from the battle against me, for there were many against me. Almighty, even he who sits enthroned from of old, does hear and afflict them. Those with whom there are no changes, those who do not fear Almighty. He has put forth his hands against those who were at peace with him. He has broken his contract. His mouth was smoother than curds, yet in his heart is fighting. His words were softer than oil, but they are drawn swords. Cast your burden on Yesu, and let him sustain you. He never allows the right and just to be shaken. For you, Almighty, do bring them down to the pit of destruction. Human of blood and deceit, do not reach half their days. But I trust in you. Musical Composition 56. Show me favor, Almighty, for a human would swallow me up. Fighting all day long, he oppresses me. My enemies would swallow me up all day long, for many are fighting against me, Most High. In the day I am afraid, I trust in you, Almighty. In Almighty, whose word I praise, in Almighty I have trusted. I do not fear. What could flesh do to me? All day long they twist my words. All their thoughts are against me for evil. They stir up strife. They hide. They watch my lips. They watch my steps as they lie in wait for my life. Because of wickedness, cast them out. Put down the peoples in displeasure, Almighty. You have counted my wanderings. You put my tears into your bottle. Are they not in your book? My enemies turn back in the day I call. This I know, because Almighty is for me. In Almighty, whose word I praise. In Yesu, whose word I praise. In Almighty I have trusted. I do not fear. What could human do to me? On me, Almighty, are your vows. I render praises to you. For you have delivered my life from death, my feet from stumbling, that I might walk before Almighty in the light of the living. Musical Composition 57. Show me favor, Almighty, show me favor, for in you my being is taking refuge, and in the shadow of your wings I take refuge, until destruction passes by. I cry out to the Most High Almighty, to Almighty who is perfecting all matters for me. He sends from the heavens and saves me. He reproaches the one who would swallow me up. Almighty sends forth his mercy and his truth. My being is in the midst of lions. I lie among those who breathe fire, whose teeth are spears and arrows, and their tongue is a sharp sword. Be elevated, Almighty, above the heavens. Let your esteem be above all the earth. They have prepared a net for my footsteps. My being was bowed down. They have dug a pit before me. They fell into the midst of it. My heart is firm, Almighty. My heart is firm. I sing and praise. Awake, my esteem. Awake, harp and lyre. I awake the dawn. I praise you among the peoples, Yesu. I sing to you among the nations. For your mercy is great up to the heavens, and your truth unto the clouds. Be elevated above the heavens, Almighty. Let your esteem be above all the earth. Musical Composition 58. Would you indeed speak rightness and justness in silence? Do you judge straightly, you sons of humans? No, in heart you work injustice. On earth you weigh out the violence of your hands. The wrong have been estranged from the womb. These who speak lies go astray from birth. Their poison is like the poison of a snake, like a deaf cobra that stops its ear, so as not to hear the voice of whisperers, or a skilled caster of spells. Almighty, break their teeth in their mouth. Break out the fangs of the young lions, Yesu. Let them melt, let them vanish as water. Let him aim his arrows that they be cut down, like a snail which melts away as it moves, like a woman's stillbirth. Let them not see the sun. Before your pots feel the thorns, whether green or ablaze, he sweeps them away. The right and just rejoices when he has seen the vengeance. He washes his feet in the blood of the wrong. And human says, truly the right and just are rewarded. Truly there is an Almighty judging in the earth. Musical Composition 59. Deliver me from my enemies, my Almighty. Set me on high from those who rise up against me. Deliver me from the workers of wickedness, and save me from human of blood. For look, they have lain in wait for my life. Mighty human assemble against me, for no offense or wrong of mine, Yesu. For no guilt of mine, they run and prepare themselves, awake to help me and see. And you, Yesu, Almighty of hosts, Almighty of Israel, awake to punish all the pagans. Show no favor to any wicked traitors. They return at evening, they howl like a dog, and go around the city. Notice, they belch out with their mouth. Swords are in their lips, for who is listening? But you, Yesu, laughs at them. You mock all the pagans. My strength, I wait for you. For Almighty is my strong tower, my Almighty of mercy. Almighty does go before me. He lets me look upon my enemies. Do not slay them, lest my people forget. Scatter them by your power, and bring them down. Yesu, our shield. The wrong of their mouth is the words of their lips, and they are captured in their pride. And for the cursing and lying they utter, bring them to an end in wrath. Bring them to an end, that they be no more. And let them know that Almighty is ruling in Jacob to the ends of the earth. And at evening they return, they howl like a dog, and go round about the city. They wander up and down for food, and whine if they are not satisfied. And I sing of your power, and in the morning I sing aloud of your mercy. For you have been my strong tower, and a refuge in the day of my distress. My strength, to you I make a melody, for Almighty is my strong tower, my Almighty of mercy. Musical Composition 60. Almighty, you have rejected us, you have broken us, you have been displeased. Turn back to us. You have made the earth tremble, you have broken it. Heal its breaches, for it is shaken. You have let your people see hardship. You have made us drink the wine of trembling. You have given a banner to those who fear you, that it might be lifted up because of the truth, that those you love might be rescued. Save with your right hand, and answer me. Almighty has spoken in his pureness. I rejoice. I portion out Shechem, and measure out the valley of Succoth. Gilead is mine, and Manasseh is mine, and Ephraim is the defense of my head. Yehuda is my lawgiver. Moab is my washpot. Over Edom I cast my shoe. Shout loud, Philistia, because of me. Who would bring me to the strong city? Who shall lead me to Edom? Have not you, Almighty, rejected us? And you do not go out, Almighty, with our armies. Give us help from distress, for the help of human is naught. In Almighty we do mightily, and he treads down our adversaries. Musical Composition 61. Hear my cry, Almighty, listen to my prayer. From the end of the earth I call unto you. When my heart is faint, lead me to the rock that is higher than I. For you have been my refuge, a strong tower in the face of the enemy. Let me dwell in your tent even to the last age. Let me take refuge in the shelter of your wings. For you, Almighty, have heard my vows. You have given me the inheritance of those who fear your name. You add days to the days of the king, his years as many generations. Let him dwell even to the last age before Almighty. Prepare mercy and truth to preserve him. So I sing praise to your name even to the last age, when I pay my vows day by day. Musical Composition 62. My being finds rest in Almighty alone. From him is my deliverance. He alone is my rock and my deliverance, my strong tower. I am not greatly shaken. How long would you assail a human? You crush him, all of you, like a leaning wall, a tottering fence. They plotted to topple him from his high position. They delight in lies. They bless with their mouth, but in their heart they curse. My being find rest in Almighty alone, because my expectation is from him. He alone is my rock and my deliverance, my strong tower. I am not shaken. My deliverance and my esteem depend on Almighty. The rock of my strength, my refuge is in Almighty. Trust in him at all times, you people. Pour out your heart before him. Almighty is a refuge for us. Sons of Adam are but a breath. Sons of human are a lie. If weighed in the scales, they are altogether lighter than breath. Do not trust in oppression, and do not become vain in robbery. If riches increase, do not set your heart on them. Almighty has spoken once. Twice I have heard this, that strength belongs to Almighty. And mercy is yours, Yesu, for you reward each one according to his work. Musical Composition 63. Almighty, you are my Almighty. I earnestly seek you. My being has thirsted for you. My flesh has longed for you in a dry and thirsty land without water. Therefore, I have had a vision of you in the pure place, to see your power and your esteem. Because your mercy is better than life, my lips do praise you. Therefore I bless you while I live. In your name I lift up my hands. My being is satisfied as with marrow and fat, and my mouth praises you with singing lips. When I remember you on my bed, I meditate on you in the night watches. For you have been my help, and in the shadow of your wings I sing. My being has closely followed you. Your right hand did uphold me. But those who seek to destroy my life go into the lower parts of the earth. They are handed over to the power of the sword. They become a portion for jackals. But let the king rejoice in Almighty. Let everyone who swears by him rejoice, for the mouth of those speaking lies are stopped. Musical Composition 64. Hear my voice, Almighty, in my meditation. Guard my life from the threats of the enemy. Hide me from the secret plans of the evildoers, from the tumult of the workers of wickedness, who sharpen their tongue like a sword, and name their arrows a bitter word. To shoot in ambush at someone blameless, they shoot at him suddenly and do not fear. They arm themselves with an evil word. They talk of hiding snares. They have said, "Who sees them?" They search out injustices. We have perfected a well searched out plan, for the inward part of human and heart are deep. But Almighty does shoot at them with an arrow. Their wounds shall be sudden, and they cause one to stumble. Their own tongue is against them. All who see them flee away, and all human fear, and declare their work of Almighty, and they shall wisely consider what he has done. The right and just rejoice in Yesu, and shall take refuge in him, and all the upright in heart praise him. Musical Composition 65. To you, stillness, praise, in Zion, Almighty, and to you a vow is paid. To you, who hears all prayer, all flesh comes. Crooked matters were mightier than I. As for our lawless ways, you do cover them. Blessed is the one you choose, and bring near to dwell in your courts. We are satisfied with the goodness of your house, your pure temple. By awesome deeds in rightness and justness you answer us, Almighty of our deliverance, the trust of all the ends of the earth, and the distant seas, who established the mountains by his strength, being girded with might, who stills the roaring of the seas, the roaring of their waves, and the uproar of the peoples. And they who dwell on the farthest parts are afraid of your signs. You make the outgoings of the morning and evening rejoice. You have visited the earth and watered it. You greatly enrich it. The river of Almighty is filled with water. You provide their grain, for so you have prepared it. Its ridges have been filled, its furrows have been deepened. You make it soft with showers. You bless its growth. You have crowned the year with your goodness, and your paths drip with fatness. The pastures of the wilderness drip, and the hills are girded with rejoicing. The meadows are dressed in flocks, and valleys are covered with grain. They shout for joy and sing. Musical Composition 66. Shout for joy to Almighty, all the earth. Sing out the splendor of his name. Make his praise esteemed. Say to Almighty, how awesome are your works. Through the greatness of your power, your enemies pretend obedience to you. All the earth bow to you. They make a melody to you. They praise your name. Come and see the works of Almighty, awesome acts toward the sons of human. He has turned the sea into dry land. They went through the river on foot. There we rejoiced in him. who rules by his power even to the last age, his eyes keeping watch on the pagans. Let the rebellious not elevate themselves. Bless our Almighty, you peoples, and sound his praise abroad, who keeps us in life and does not allow our feet to be moved. For you, Almighty, have proved us. You have refined us as silver is refined. You brought us into the net. You laid affliction on our loins. You have let human ride at our head. We went through fire and through water, but you brought us out to plenty. I enter your house with burnt offerings. I complete my vows to you. That which my lips have uttered, and my mouth spoke in my distress. Burnt offerings of fatlings I offer to you, with the incense of rams. I offer bulls with goats. Come, hear, all you who fear Almighty, and I relate what he has done for my being. I called to him with my mouth, and praise was in my tongue. If I have seen wickedness in my heart, Yesu would not hear. Truly Almighty has heard me. He has given heed to the voice of my prayer. Blessed be Almighty, who has not turned away my prayer, nor his mercy from me. Musical Composition 67. Almighty does favor us and bless us, cause his face to shine upon us. For your way to be known on earth, your deliverance among all nations. Let the peoples praise you, Almighty. Let all the peoples praise you. Let the nations be glad and sing for joy. For you judge the peoples uprightly, and lead the nations on earth. Let the peoples praise you, Almighty. Let all the peoples praise you. The earth shall give her increase. Almighty, our own Almighty, blesses us. Almighty blesses us, and all the ends of the earth fear him. Musical Composition 68. Almighty arises, his enemies are scattered, and those who hate him flee before him. As smoke is driven away, you drive them away. As wax melts before the fire, the wrong perish before Almighty. But the right and just are glad. They rejoice before Almighty, and they rejoice with gladness. Sing to Almighty, make a melody to his name. Raise up a highway for him who rides through the wastelands, by his name, Yesu, and rejoice before him. Father of the fatherless, and right ruler of widows, is Almighty in his pure dwelling. Almighty makes a home for the lonely. He brings out into prosperity those who are bound with chains. Only the rebellious shall dwell in a dry land. Almighty, when you went out before your people, when you stepped through the wilderness, the earth shook and the heavens dropped before Almighty. This Sinai shook before Almighty, the Almighty of Israel. You, Almighty, sent a shower of plenty. You confirmed your inheritance when it was weary. Your flock dwelt in it. You provided from your goodness for the poor, Almighty. Jesus gave the word. The women who proclaimed it was a great company. Kings of armies flee in haste, and she who remains at home divides the spoil. If you lie down among the sheepfolds, the wings of a dove are covered with silver, and her feathers with yellow gold. When the Almighty scattered kings in it, it did snow in Salmon. A mountain of Almighty is the mountain of Bashan, A mountain of peaks is the mountain of Bashan. Mountain of peaks, why do you gaze in envy at the mountain which Almighty desired to dwell in? Jesus even dwells there, even to the last age. The chariots of Almighty are 20,000, thousands of thousands. Jesus came from Sinai into the pure place. You have ascended on high. You have led captivity captive. You have received gifts among human, and even the rebellious, that Jesus Almighty might dwell there. Blessed be Jesus. Day by day he bears our burden, the Almighty of our deliverance. Our Almighty is the Almighty of deliverance, and to Jesus, the Master, belong escapes from death. Indeed, Almighty smites the head of his enemies, the hairy scalp of him who walks about in his guilt. Jesus said, I bring back from Bashan, I bring back from the depths of the sea, so that you plunge your foot in blood, that the tongues of your dogs have their portion from the enemies. They have seen your goings, Almighty, the goings of my Almighty, my King, into the pure place. The singers went in front, the players on instruments after them. Among them were the maidens playing tambourines. Bless Almighty in the group of called ones, Jesus from the fountain of Israel. There in Benjamin, the smallest, their ruler, the leaders of Yehuda, their company, the leader of Zebulun, the leader of Naphtali. Your Almighty has commanded your strength. Be strong. Almighty, this you have worked out for us. Because of your temple at Jerusalem, kings bring presents to you. Rebuke the wild beasts of the reeds, the herd of bulls, with the calves of the peoples, each one humbling himself with pieces of silver. Scatter the peoples who delight in conflicts. Ambassadors come out of Egypt. Cush stretches out her hands to Almighty. Sing to Almighty, you reigns of the earth. Praises to Jesus. To him who rides on the ancient highest heavens. Notice, he sends out his voice, a mighty voice. Ascribe strength to Almighty. His excellence is over Israel, and his strength is in the clouds. Almighty, awesome from your pure places. The Almighty of Israel is he who gives strength and power to his people. Blessed be Almighty. Musical Composition 69. Save me, Almighty, for waters have come up to my neck. I have sunk in deep mud, and there is no place to stand. I have come into deep waters, and the floods overflow me. I am worn out from my crying. My throat is dry. My eyes grow dim as I wait for my Almighty. Those who hate me without a cause are more than the hairs of my head. They are mighty who would destroy me, my lying enemies. What I did not steal, I restored. Almighty, you yourself know my foolishness, and my guilt has not been hidden from you. Let not those who wait for you, Master Yesu of hosts, be ashamed because of me. Let not those who seek you be humbled because of me, Almighty of Israel. Because I have borne reproach for your sake, shame has covered my face. I have become a stranger to my brothers, and a foreigner to my mother's children, because ardor for your house has eaten me up, and the reproaches of those who reproach you have fallen on me. And I wept in my being with fasting, and it became my reproach. And when I put on sackcloth, I became a proverb to them. They who sit in the gate talk about me, and I am the song of the drunkards. But as for me, my prayer is to you, Yesu, at an acceptable time, Almighty. In the greatness of your mercy, answer me in the truth of your deliverance. Rescue me out of the mire, and let me not sink. Let me be rescued from those who hate me, and out of the deep waters. Let not a flood of waters overflow me, nor let the deep swallow me up, nor let the pit shut its mouth on me. Answer me, Yesu, for your mercy is good. According to the greatness of your compassion, turn to me, and do not hide your face from your servant, for I am in distress. Answer me speedily. Draw near to my being. Redeem it. Ransom me because of my enemies. You yourself know my reproach, and my shame and my confusion. My adversaries are all before you. Reproach has broken my heart, and I am sick. I looked for sympathy, but there was none, and for comforters, but I found none. And they gave me gall for my food, and for my thirst they gave me vinegar to drink. Let their table before them become a snare, and a trap to those at ease. Let their eyes be darkened, so as not to see, and make their loins shake continually. Pour out your wrath upon them, and let your burning displeasure overtake them. Let their encampments be deserted. Let no one dwell in their tents. For they persecute him whom you have smitten, and talk about the pain of those you have wounded. Add wrongdoing to their lawless ways, and let them not enter into your rightness and justness. Let them be blotted out of the book of the living, and not be written with the right and just. But I am poor and in pain. Let your deliverance, Almighty, set me up on high. I praise the name of Almighty with a song, and I make him great with thanksgiving. And this pleases Jesus more than an ox, a bull with horns and hooves. The humble shall notice, they rejoice, you who seek Almighty, and your hearts live. For Jesus hears the poor, and he shall not despise his captives. Let the heavens and earth praise him, the seas and all that moves in them. For Almighty shall save Zion, and build the cities of Yehuda, and they shall dwell there and possess it. And the seed of his servants inherit it, and those who love his name dwell in it. Musical Composition 70. Almighty, deliver me. Hasten to my help, Yesu. Let those who seek my life be ashamed and abashed. Let those who are desiring my evil be turned back and humiliated. Let those who say, Aha, aha, be turned back because of their shame. Let all those who seek you rejoice and be glad in you. And let those who love your deliverance always say, Let Almighty be made great. But I am poor and needy. Hasten to me, Almighty. You are my help and my deliverer. Yesu, do not delay. Musical Composition 71. In you, Yesu, I have taken refuge. Let me never be ashamed. In your rightness and justness, deliver and rescue me. Incline your ear to me, and save me. Be to me a rock to dwell in, to go into continually. You have given the command to save me, for you are my rock and my stronghold. Rescue me, my Almighty, out of the hand of the wrong, out of the hand of the unjust and cruel. For you are my expectation, Master Yesu, my trust from my youth. Upon you I have leaned from my birth. You took me out of my mother's womb. My praise is continually of you. I have become as a wonder to many, but you are my strong refuge. My mouth is filled with your praise, your splendor all the day. Do not cast me off in the time of old age. When my strength fails, do not forsake me. For my enemies have spoken against me, and those who watch for my life have taken counsel together, saying, Almighty has forsaken him. Pursue and take him, for there is none to deliver. Almighty, do not be far from me. My Almighty, hasten to my help. Let those who are adversaries of my life be ashamed, consumed. Let those who seek my evil be covered with reproach and confusion. But I continually wait. I shall praise you more and more. My mouth recounts your rightness and justness, your deliverance all the day, though I do not know their numbers. I come in the might of the Master Yesus. I make mention of your rightness and justness, yours alone. Almighty, you have taught me from my youth, and to this day I declare your wonders. And also when I am old and gray, Almighty, do not forsake me, until I declare your strength to a generation, your might to all those who are to come. For your rightness and justness, Almighty, is most high. You have done great deeds, Almighty. Who is like you? You who have shown me great and evil distresses, revive me again, and bring me up again from the depths of the earth. You increase my greatness, and comfort me on every side. Also, with the lyre I praise you, for your trustworthiness, my Almighty. I sing to you with the lyre, a pure one of Israel. My lips shout for joy when I sing to you, even my being, which you have redeemed. My tongue, too, utters your rightness and justness all day long, for those who have been seeking my evil have been put to shame, have become abashed.